A reflection of eternity. A bond forever and beyond. Of eternity. A bond forever and beyond.
Peace be with you. I'm the melody in your ear. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Hold me against the dark. I will never run for cover. Oh, how it feels to love. Oh, how it feels to live forever. Leave the world behind. In the darkness I lead. I'm the eye of all seeing. I'm the god of your heap. In between the worlds we fly. I'm a sentient being. I'm the thoughts that you keep. I'm the hope who you seek. Leave the world behind. How does it feel to be young? How does it feel to be alone? How does it feel to breathe? How does it feel to be How does it feel to be leave the Good morning, night city, a day in the life. I was on my own, catching a ride with the lady. Her hair hangs down past her thighs, blue and pistol shit. Satisfies leather jacket, zipped up tight. sunrise. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in Night City. Here in Night City, got me up alright. Here in Night City. The way you chase and tease me, get me up so high. We're on the rooftop and you don't compromise. Too many hollow, empty bodies lying around my street. Don't testify. You got to whisper now on your honest soul. We keep on moving, gotta take it slow. No, she pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in Night City. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in Night City. Here in Night City, got me up alright. Here in Night City. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in Night City.
Ladies and gentlemen, 300 megabytes of hard drive capacity. 300 megabytes of storage capacity. That's right. 300 megabytes of hard drive capacity. Think about it. The value and the usage of a computer with a 300 megabyte hard drive. What can that do for you? Oh, sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. When you're thinking about the capacity of a hard drive of that size, it's as if you have 300 huge file cabinets, 300 file cabinets of storage capacity. That's right. The biggest arena of computers today, the biggest arena, is in the CD-ROMs. It's the biggest growing sector of computers, and it's not going to stop. It is not going to stop. It's not a fad. Ladies and gentlemen, it's tomorrow, today. There's 26 volumes of an encyclopedia on one disc, on one CD disc. That's right. We're talking about 9 million words just for starters on that disc. That's on one disc. You couldn't get close to that on a floppy disk. 9 million megabytes. This comes with the CD-ROM built in.
Motherfucking trailer!
Would you like to see Gorosaurus vs. Man, the solo trilogy from Toho? No, I would not, because nobody gives a shit about those two monsters. Let's be real, honestly. With the exception of a handful of Toho monsters, a lot of them really suck.
Whatever it takes to stop the motherfucking lie.
Look at this guy's got glasses. Oh, a sophisticated zombie.
I heard Rodan's in here. I don't know. I don't know if I missed him.
I missed Rodan. On top of the volcano, I missed Rodan. Flying over the water, I missed Rodan. He's been confirmed, established 2014, right here on E.T.N motherfucking N.
I have only ever loved one woman. And it ain't you, bitch. Poof. Bye-bye. Have a nice trip. See you next fall, because winter's coming.
I figured, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And number one is Godzilla. Godzilla?
Motherfucking trailer.
My mic had just done a firmware update, so now I gotta readjust. All right. How about now? Is that better? Now? All right. Yeah, the mic literally did a firmware update right before I went live, and I was like, oh, great. I was like, it's going to come out either too low or too loud, since I haven't used it in a while. So there's probably some more settings I got to do, because it looks like everything that I had set up has been reset. Let's try this. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. It looks like it's making it worse. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not getting the same readings I used to, which sucks. Let's see here. Yeah, all my settings are thrown out of whack. All my settings are thrown out of whack. Let's try this. Rob, have you heard any new Disney news lately? No. I mean, I've heard all the bullshit going on with like the Acolyte, but that's about it. Which, you know, nobody cares about the Acolyte. Let me try this. Give me a second, guys. Because right now it's still coming out that I'm coming in a little low. Yeah, that's coming out really low. Come on. I have to test my sound. I have to hear myself. I have to test my sound. You know what? That's fine. All right, we'll go with that. I could always raise the volume here too. That should be a little better. All right, what's up, guys? All right, listen. I know it's been a long while. What was I gonna say? As you guys know, I spent the last couple of weeks pretty much focused on looking for work, and that's really been it. Really, that's been my number one focus. Sadly, I have not found a new job yet. I've been on a couple of interviews. They haven't gone my way. Today was my last day of work. So I am officially unemployed as of today. So now that I have time on my hands while I still look for a new job, you'll be seeing a lot more of me. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, that's where we're at. In terms of what's been going on, I have been keeping up to speed. I know about the whole Acolyte debacle. Obviously, I know about what's been going on with the Monsterverse and Godzilla. Obviously, a new movie coming out in a couple of years. We know who the director is. We know who the writer is. We'll get into the release date in a minute. I don't know if you guys follow streamers, but I'm well aware of what's been going on with Dr. Disrespect and that whole mess. What else? That's the gist. I'm sure there are other things. Oh, and of course, the internet phenomenon known as Haktua. Yeah, very much aware of that. That's still seems to be a hot commodity, even like 12 days later. So, yeah, been seeing all the memes about that. Some good, some really bad, and some very cash grabby. So, yeah. Rob, did you hear that Sweet Baby Incorporated is working on the Insomniac Wolverine game? Not sure if I'm looking forward to it as much anymore. Sweet Baby Inc. Is that the DEI company? Thank you, Javier. Appreciate that. I still want to see the conversation between a doc and a minor. I agree. I would like a little bit more context there, but he did admit to talking to a minor, and he did say that it went in a direction it should not have. So, not good. Not good. I saw the first episode of The Boys. I have not gone back to watch it. Not because I thought it was bad. I know there's a lot of people complaining that it's woke and this and that. I kind of feel like The Boys is always kind of devved in that direction. So, but I gotta watch the rest of it. But I'm waiting for it to finish. You know, I didn't. In other words, I haven't gone back to it because I think it's woke and I think it's crap. I haven't gone back to it because I'd rather just watch it all in one shot. So it's going to be, even if it's gotten a little woke, it's going to be hard for me to not enjoy it to some degree because I like, what's that dude's name? I like the characters. Like, I like Billy Butcher. I like Homelander. I like those actors. Um, I did hear what the director said, which, you know, or the show creator or the showrunner. I really hate when these show directors and showrunners and all these people do this stupid shit where, oh, we'll go watch something. It's like, dude, you may not see it this way, but we pay you, okay? Just shut the fuck up. All right. If we want to criticize your shit, you already got paid. Okay? You already got paid. Just shut up. If people want to criticize your show, let them criticize it. Try to take at least some of that and improve upon, other than getting snide with your audience. You know, it's starting to really drive me crazy. Yeah, Anthony Starr is a really, really good actor. Yeah, Infinity. I see what you mean. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I still would like more context because and I'll tell you why. It's not that it's gonna make it any better for him, but the people who are releasing this, the people who have uncovered this or have leaked it and let it explode, these are people that have been targeting Dr. Disrespectful. Now, it's his fault for giving them ammunition. But now there is collateral damage because now Nick Merckx has been banned from Twitch. Because the people who went after Doc have also used that to indirectly get Nick Merckx banned from Twitch. Now, it's a temporary ban, but once I see activity like that, then I'm more apt to, I want to see full details to what was said. Again, that doesn't alleviate what he did. But anticipation of something is worse than actually knowing. You know what I mean? Like right now, because nobody's seen the text, a lot of people are thinking the worst. Like he did this, said that, said this. If I saw a text and it was nothing outlandish, but still inappropriate because of the fact that it was a minor, again, it doesn't alleviate him from doing what he did. But is it so bad that it's irredeemable? Or is it bad where he can just say, where he should have come out and apologized and been a little bit more humble about what he did? That's the context I want. And I think that's fair because you got to look at it in, you know, in a way of what if you were in that position? Now, I feel, I hope most people, whether they're a streamer or whatever, wouldn't put themselves in that position. The minute you see that someone is 17 years old and you're above the age of 22 or above the age of 18, I guess technically, but I don't think it's a big deal if a 19-year-old is dating a 17-year-old, honestly. I think once you get to like 22, 23, then you're really teetering. Obviously, he was 36 at the time. But, yeah, once you see somebody's under, I mean, and this happens to all content creators. I know for a fact it does because many years ago when I was doing much better and I was more commonly, happened to me twice. Not someone underage, just in general, people will reach out to you, okay? And sometimes you get, I don't want to say groupies, but you will attract somebody from the opposite sex who will be a fan, or I've had that happen twice. So if it can happen to me, can you imagine what these guys are getting? Okay? And usually you shut that shit down real fast, especially if they're underage. But see, with him, it's like a twofold thing because not only was she underage, this motherfucker's married and he's already confessed to the world, like, what was it, 5 or 6 years ago, when he confessed that he had cheated on his wife. So, I mean, he's just ruined his life, essentially. I don't know if there's an opportunity for him to come back and stream. I know YouTube just banned him. He lost all his sponsors. He lost pretty much everything overnight. Even if he tries to come back and go somewhere like Kick or whatever, or Rumble, which I'm sure he'll be able to, and I'm sure he'll try, he's not going to have the same kind of following. He's not going to get the same kind of sponsorships. It wouldn't surprise me if it gets so bad that even if he tries to play games on stream, it wouldn't surprise me if the game developers ban him from the game. He's just done for. And there's already people in the industry that don't like him. So he basically gave them ammunition. You know what I mean? Which is the worst thing you can do when there's a bunch of people out there who just are frothing at the mouth to get rid of you. So worst thing you could do is just hand them a gun with ammunition in it. And that's what he did. And there's collateral damage now. Because Nick Merckx he's kind of against the whole woke movement. So he came out, I think, a couple of days ago, and he said something about, there's no such thing as transgender. There's only male and female, or something along those lines. Now he's been banned for it. Rob said it wasn't minor. Yeah, I just said it wasn't minors. No. Not to say that they weren't young, but they weren't minors. I never liked Dr. Disrespect. Just by looking at him, I thought he was a douchebag. It's because he's a douchebag that made him entertaining. He was very funny. I liked him. I wasn't one of his fans to the point where I was part of the Champions Club or I watched his stream every day. But yeah, every now and then I pop in and watch him, and it'd be fun to watch him. The dude, I just think his ego got in his own way. First of all, just don't talk to women on instant messaging. That stuff's not private. If you meet a girl online and you want to talk to her, man, take that shit somewhere else. Don't do it on Facebook, or it's not private. And right now, all these messengers, messaging, instant messaging on whatever, they can all be duped. So you never know if someone's going to play you and try to reconfigure the chat to make it look like you say something you don't. Your best bet is to if you're hitting it off with a girl, you'd be like, boom, take it to a phone, take it to your own text. I mean, that's not private either, but it's better than social media. Just take it somewhere out of that spectrum. Yeah. Have I played the Elden Ring DLC at all yet? No, I have been playing Elden Ring because I never beat the game. I put 80 hours into it and I never beat it. I think I got exhausted after a while because the game was so goddamn long. And after a while, I was just I don't got time to play this anymore. I think I had moved on to Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty because it came out. Was it around the same time or a little after? I think it came out a little after Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring had come out earlier. I'm trying to figure this out. No. That was last year. Elden Ring came out before that. Elden Ring came out 2 or 3 years ago, right? I get confused, but I know I stopped playing because it was too long and I was kind of I don't want to say losing my patience, but there were other games coming out I wanted to play. And now that the DLC came out, I was like, I guess I might as well get back and finish the game and then check out the DLC. So I haven't bought the DLC yet because I haven't finished the game yet. You said he got banned for saying tranny? Yeah, see, that's stupid. That's stupid. You shouldn't get banned for something like that. That's absolutely absurd. But that's Twitch. That's Twitch. The whole Dr. Disrespect thing sounds like a shit show. It is, but it's his fault. It's his fault. Even it's his fault. You just don't talk to minors. And there's no indication that he didn't know she was a minor. It sounds like he did. Because when he made his statement, he didn't make a point to say, I didn't know she was a minor when I spoke to her. And as soon as I did, I reverted the conversation. Had he said something like that, that's a different story. He didn't say that. I think he really thought that by being outright honest about it, like he was, that he could recover from that. The best thing he could have done was not say anything. The best he could have done was not say anything. The best he could have done was, while I like to sit here and defend myself from these accusations, my hands are tied from speaking about it, and then let it go. And then let people run with that. And then, honestly, I know that's a shit thing to say, but if he wanted to keep his career, he should have just not said anything and deny anything from the other side. He would have been better off doing that. Do I watch Penguin Zoe? I know who he is. Is a Moist Critical, right? Yeah, I know who he is. I've watched him here and there, but I don't watch him on a regular basis. Rob, when you get a chance, check out the James O'Keefe expose of a Disney VP. I did see that, where they said outright that they weren't going to hire white people. Yeah, I saw that, but that's not a surprise. Companies have been doing that for a couple of years now. You don't know who will sabotage you. They could pretend to be older or younger, right? And even if they tell you, "Hey, I'm 25," you can't even really believe that until you literally see their ID. And then even then, it could be fake. I mean, you just don't know the lengths that people will go to. It's such a horrible time, especially if you're kind of in the dating scene. Oh, I wouldn't want to, forget it. Yeah, Mr. Beast was briefly in my chat in 2021 when shortly after the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer came out. Godzilla vs. Kong. And I didn't even notice. We had noticed later. And then, like, myself and like 4 other people did a investigation to make sure it was legitimately him and not some. And it turned out it was. Who knows? If I had noticed he was there and I actually paid attention, he might have dropped like 20 G's on me. Probably the fact that I didn't pay attention to him. He was like, all right, this guy's not even paying attention. I'm out. Have you checked out the new Superman costume? Yeah, I don't see what the whole problem is with that suit. I don't know why people are up in arms about it. You can never win making an apology speech or a video. It wasn't even an apology speech. It was just him pretty much. He should have run that by a lawyer. He clearly didn't, and he's going to pay for it now. Look, if he came back to stream now, I'm sure he'd get at least 5,000 people to watch him, but it's never going to be the same. He's never going to get sponsorships again. His career is essentially over now. Did I check out the great debate yesterday? Yes, I did. In fact, I almost streamed last night because I wanted to watch it with people, and I was like, nah, let me just stream tomorrow. I did check it out, and it was pretty much what I thought it was going to be. Have you guys been watching that new guy streaming making Godzilla in Unreal Engine? He's been streaming like the last 3 days in a row. I'm trying to remember what his name was, but he made like a little Godzilla clip in Unreal Engine that was really good. And now he's been doing like stream classes on how to do it. And he was part of the VR effects for Godzilla, Godzilla X Kong. I can't remember his name. Damn right, you should have done that debate stream. It would have been so much fun. Yeah. I just got a damn ad while watching your stream. Yeah, well, get used to it, motherfucker. I'm unemployed. Motherfucker needs to get paid now, so yeah, you're gonna get ads. That's right, blame YouTube. Just as long as you check it out for at least 15 seconds. And then they throw me like 10 cents. Hey, that shit adds up after a while. Yeah, I lost my job 2 months ago, but my last day was today. That's why I haven't been online. I've been looking for work. Some days I've been wallowing in self-pity, but for the most part, I've been looking for work. It kind of is borderline elder abuse to punch this dude full of drugs and then put him up there to embarrass himself in front of the world. Ugh. In that regard, I feel bad for him. What's going on, you? I got an ad for a driver's education course. I think the algorithm's roasting me. Domino's Pizza. That's, you know, those ads are based on you guys, right? I don't pick that shit. Well, thank you, Mal. I appreciate that. From your mouth to God's ears. You should manipulate Acno to pay dozens of White Castle money like last time. LOL. How about LOL? You chip in, motherfucker, and throw $2 to your boy. I got, in that regard, I feel bad. Everybody like tries to abuse Acno to donate. No, I'm gonna have to start calling some of you motherfuckers out. Cause well, sadly I have to, I guess, right? Nah. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. I'm better off, like I said, now that I have more time on my hands, I can do videos, and that's really where, believe it or not, that's really where the money's gonna come from. So it gets so many of these stupid text messages. The Mets are hot. They have a tough series this weekend because they got the Astros, who are also hot. But yeah, I'm still not 100% sold yet, because it's like, is this just a hot streak and they'll go back to being shitty soon? Or is there going to be some consistency? So if I can see some consistency, then I'll be a little bit more faithful. Otherwise, I got to take, because right now, June's about to finish. Let's see how they do in July. If July they go like 10-20, then I'm not going to bother with them. You got a suicide prevention ad? Or maybe you need to go get some help. Hey, big girl. Oh, and the big boy. You're both in here. Hi. What? What?
She almost jumped into the neighbor's car down the street. They came and asked where the mailbox was, and she jumped up at the window. And
For who? Which neighbor?
The 3 houses down across the Hunter's Green.
The black truck?
Well, this one was the silver, but I think it's the same one, like Spanish.
Okay.
You know, like that.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Why, did they recognize her?
They reckoned, they thought it was him. She's like, oh, isn't he 7 months old? I was like, oh no, this is our 3-year-old.
Okay.
So she jumped right up on the SUV and stuck her head right in.
Raven.
They love her.
Yeah, who doesn't? Everybody loves her. She was like a celebrity before.
She did a good job.
Yeah, Mason's officially bigger than Raven, by the way. You guys can't tell from that shot they just saw, but he's longer than her and he's taller than her. And he's 8 months. It's not even a year yet.
You are one awesome motherfucker.
Juan Gonzalez, thanks for the $1. I appreciate that. Let's celebrate the 3rd super on a live stream. Is that the 3rd? I thought that was the first one. Did I miss 2? Am I that out of it? No, I think they're still recording it from the last stream, but the last stream was like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. He grows up fast. Have you seen that video of Godzilla throwing a truck at an anime girl? No, I haven't. No, I have not seen that. The only thing when I'm on the net lately and I'm looking at little either 1-minute clips on here or Facebook, or it's engulfed with the Haktui shit. That's all I see. Like, oh, how do you clean this truck? Oh, you gotta give it that. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, I can't believe this shit. Like, people just don't know how to let go. Rob, thoughts on your boy Imanaga? Yeah, Mets ripped his ass a new one. Last weekend, holy shit. What, they get like 11 runs on his ass? They've been beating up on some good pitchers, the Mets have. They beat the shit out of Imanaga. They beat the shit out of Garrett Cole. There was another good pitcher from the Rangers. There was 2 good pitchers on the Rangers they beat the shit out of. That's the part to me that's been shocking. Not only are they hitting good, they're hitting good pitchers. A dog year equals 7 human years. That's not actually accurate. They figured out that it depends on the dog's size. So I would say Mason's probably around 13 years old, human years. I would say Raven's like in her late 20s, early 30s. What's happening, gorgeous? You're not talking to me. What's up, Danger? He ain't talking to me. Gorgeous. Shit. I wish. You're the gorgeous one. I've seen you showing that chest hair in your videos. Don't fucking, come on now. So, I think it said March 26, 2027 is when the next movie's coming out. I know look, I saw a chat before we started. A lot of you guys were like, oh, why 3 years and not 2 years? You want to know what I think? I think there's another Toho movie coming out. I think between now and 2026, you're going to get another Toho movie, and I think that's why it's 2027. I think you'll get a Toho movie in 2026. That's my guess. Because part of the agreement is they can't release a movie each in the same year. So I think that's what it is. I think that's why you're getting this in 2027. At least it's not 5 years. Like, yeah, that was a long time to wait. 5 years. I'm assuming late 2026. No, I mean, it's right now it's 2027. If there is no plans for a Toho movie, for some reason I just think there is. But if there isn't, I also think that it could just be a date they're setting now, and I'm sure it can be moved. 2027 was meant to be the next Toho movie, but I wouldn't be surprised if they fast track that to the end of. Oh, there you go. See, so Dangerville thinks the same thing. So there you go. See, trust your Godzilla content creators. We're on the same wavelength. -1 and Godzilla X Kong were in theaters in the same year. Technically, minus went from. Technically, you could argue that, but realistically, -1 was released in 2022. I'm pretty sure that's Alistair. I don't think I've ever uttered one word to Jacob. Every time I talk to Dangerville, it's Alistair. So I'm assuming it's Alistair. 2023, sorry. That's right, we're in 2020. Don't start. It's been a long day. Toho's got to make another Godzilla movie, like it or hate it, if Godzilla -1 did really good. Speaking of which, my first video will be, I'm going back to my How I Would Do It series, and we're going to do a How I Would Do It Godzilla -1 sequel. So that's on the slate as one of my first videos back. But I think 2027 is fine. That's only 3 years. That's not, I think that's a good thing. You know, you give it a little break, let things simmer down a little bit. You still got the Monarch show coming out with their second season. You're going to get that between now and then. And you're going to have, I'm pretty sure we'll have another Toho movie. I just kind of feel like that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's fine. Rob, is the next Toho movie going to be a versus movie? It wouldn't surprise me. It's probably the next. I just hope it's not a Godzilla -1 sequel. I think Godzilla -1 is fine the way it is. You don't even need to make a sequel to it. It ended perfectly. The immediate ending, not like the third act. You guys know how I feel about the third act, but -1 is fine the way it is. I don't think they need to do a sequel to it. That's not to say you can't use the -1 design. You can make another Godzilla movie with that same design, which is a lovely design. It's probably one of the best designs they've ever had. If they want them to come out earlier, the movie needs to start pre-production while the previous movie is filming. Right. Could a mad scientist try to help create another monster, Anguirus, in hopes of getting revenge on Godzilla? No. What are you thinking? What, -1 sequel? Is that what you're thinking? Rob, I've heard Kong fans saying Kong can survive a nuke because he takes a hit from Godzilla's atomic breath, and the atomic breath is stronger than a nuke. Well, he took a chip shot on the shoulder. I don't think he could take a full blow of atomic radiation to the face. I mean, we'll never know because it's not going to happen, but I don't know. I mean, he technically died for a short while of time in Godzilla vs. Kong, and he was killed because Godzilla stepped on his chest. That's not very encouraging to think that he can take a shot from Godzilla's atomic breath. Now, can he eat a regular nuke? I guess you can make an argument that he could survive it. I don't know if he can just tank it. You know, not all the monsters. You know, it's funny. They've always said that the monsters are the way they are because for such a long time they were close to the core of the earth, which was heavily, you know, it was radiation. They would be able to consume it or use it as energy. They've never directly said that about Kong. But if he falls under the same rules as they do, then yeah, he should be able to survive a nuke. But I don't think it's a case of where he gets nuked in the face and then he walks away like it's nothing. I think there's some damage there. Do we think the next Monsterverse film will be darker and more serious or continue the silly over-the-top trend? It depends how much of a yes man the director is. I do think that Legendary probably wants to continue that trend. I have a feeling this director is going to want to use this as an opportunity to make his name, which means he'll want to make it a little bit more serious. I will say one thing. I do think it's going to be a more Godzilla-focused movie. It's hard to tell how they're going to go because you want to know something? The over-the-top adventure is making the money right now. Why would you stop that? It's kind of hard for them to come back to the 2014, hell, even 2019 to some extent. It's going to be hard for them to go back to that. But depending on how much they save in the budget, I mean, right now, I can tell you right now, this guy's not getting paid nearly as much as Adam Wingard did. So they save money there. And it's funny because a lot of you guys, the last time we streamed, we had a long conversation about this. When you guys were like, before we knew who the director was, we were talking about who the director might be. And a lot of you guys were naming like Guillermo del Toro. And I told you guys, it's going to be someone you've never heard of. Why? Because they're cheap. They're cheap. Remember, as well as Godzilla x Kong did, it made, what, a little under 600 million? That's good. We're all happy about that because we know the movie made a profit. But when you see other action movies that make 7, 8, even $1 billion, the ceiling for a Godzilla movie is about 600 million. So if you're going to make a movie that you know has a chance to make that much, that's your ceiling, you got to keep your costs down. This is why I don't think we're going to get any more Toho monsters. This is why every time you do get a director, it's going to be somebody up and coming. That saves money. This is why it's smart of them to continue to use prior assets, which is why you see Godzilla. why you see Kong, why you seen Skilla, you know, why you saw, why Scar King was an ape, why somehow, some way there were some similarities to Shimo and Godzilla. These are reusable assets. It saves money to take these assets and either reuse them or alter them. It is very smart. It has been a successful approach for them, and they're going to do it again. The only way I see them spending money on another kaiju is if they're going to bring in Destroyer. I do not think they're going to make any investments in any other kaiju monsters. In my opinion, could I be wrong? Of course. Of course. I do think you might get Mothra back. It would be nice to get her back. She actually survived, which I got to say that means a lot. So Ledger has a bunch of assets from Pacific Rim. Yeah. Can Godzilla be as engaging as Kong? No. Sadly, he cannot. And if they tried to do it now, I think it would backfire. Godzilla is the badass of the two. Kong is like Captain America. Yeah, you root for the guy. You can't help but like the guy because he's so likable, but he's not as cool. You know what I mean? Like, he's cool, but not as cool as Iron Man, right? Hey, look, this is coming from a huge Cap fan. You guys know that. I'm a Cap all the way. All right, and even I can admit, while Captain America is awesome and everybody loves Iron Man, that is what Godzilla is in this series. He is the Iron Man. All right, he's the cool one. He's the one that does the suplex. He's the one that evolves. He's the one that does all the crazy shit. You know what I mean? So to try and turn him into Kong by connecting him with the audience, you don't want to do that. Rob, does Suko watch Skibidi Toilet? I don't know, man. That's a weird question. We sympathize more with primates than Arachnosaurus or reptiles. Right, because we know that if reptiles were, if dinosaurs were around now, a lot of us would be getting killed. Nah, I think there's levels of character to Godzilla. It's just not as engaging, or not that it's not engaging. It's hard for him to connect with audiences because he's always been portrayed as a force of nature, where Kong has always been portrayed as something that can bridge the gap between monster and man, which is essentially what he's been doing. You don't know what Skibidi Toilet is? Jesus, I'm surprised. That dude, whoever makes Skibidi Toilet, that dude's a millionaire. You had to know what Skibidi Toilet is. Here, I'll show you real quick. I'll show you what Skibidi Toilet is. Here, right here. I think this is like the first one ever.
This my style is ridiculous. Yes, yes.
That's Skibidi Toilet. I'm sure you know what it is now.
This my style is ridiculous.
Sorry about that. God, my ears. Yeah, I saw the debate last night, Steve. Yeah, in fact, I was telling John earlier, I was like, I almost streamed it. It was pretty funny and sad at the same time. Like, I gotta be honest, man. I was never, obviously I'm not voting Biden, but damn, and I know all the things but damn, I kind of feel bad for the dude. I just as a human, he's just being trudged out there. the dude needs to just retire and spend his days in his rocking chair, eating peanut brittle and watching old episodes of Matlock or whatever. Just, yeah. Rob, are you gonna be drugged up so you can stream in your 70s? No. No, you will not see me streaming in my 70s. No. How? Can you imagine? If I'm not drinking like lemonade and just chilling and I'm trying to stream in my 70s, man, then there's a problem. Do I think they'll replace Joe Biden? I don't know, man. I think it's a little too late for that. Because even if they replace him with somebody, they're kind of fucked in one way or the other. Number one, if they replace him, you got to put in Kamala Harris, that's an instant loss. Nobody likes her. And if you put in Gavin Newsom, now you're losing your DEI card because you picked the white man over the black woman. They're screwed. They're screwed. How the fuck is a convicted felon gonna win? Do you really? Let me just, and let's be honest. If you hate him, that's okay. I'm not trying to convince you to like the guy. Do you really think you can become a convicted felon from fucking a porn star? Something that probably half the men in this country would love to do, and the other half of the men in this country have done. Do you really think you can go to jail for fucking a porn star? The point I'm trying to make is everyone and their mother, including people who hate Trump, know he's not going to get convicted when that time comes. They'll stretch it out. They'll make it seem that way. They did it so they could give him the label of convicted felon. Everybody knows that that's a bullshit ass. Come on. You're going to go to jail for fucking a porn star? Because you tried to pay her off? There's nothing there that was a felony. They trudged it all up. Everybody knows it. The reason he was tried in New York is because everyone in New York hates him. And the worst thing you can do in this country, a country that is still full of people who believe in your traditions, the worst thing you can do is go after your political opponent. It is the stupidest thing they ever did. Now, look, if Trump had murdered somebody, that's a different story. He fucked a porn star. Really? Most motherfuckers out there would dream of fucking a porn star. Come on, man. Everybody knows that thing's a joke. And it's already been proven that the case in Florida with the classified documents, last week they already proved that was staged. So they're fucked on that one too. He's not getting convicted. There's nothing to convict him on. He's not a felon. They just did that because they want to try and embarrass him. They want to try and tarnish him. And it's backfired. It's made him into a living martyr. So worst thing you can do in this country is try to go after your political opponents. It doesn't work. It doesn't work here the way it works in other countries. Other countries, you put away your political opponent, most people fear you. This country, you put away a political opponent, the whole country is going to be like, oh yeah? Yeah, well, your ass is gone. And that works both ways. That's not just like for if the Republicans turn around and they try to go after Biden, they're going to get fucked over too. Even though he may deserve it. Can you imagine how bad the Republicans would look if they try to put Joe Biden in jail? A man who can barely see in front of him, a man who could barely walk. Do you know how much sympathy that dude would get if he was put in jail? You can't, it doesn't work here. First of all, you shouldn't do it. Second of all, it's not going to work in this country. It'll never work in this country. Any political person who tries to put their opponent in jail is fucking their career. This country has been too long standing about freedom and, the constitutional republic and all that stuff. You can't try to make this into a banana republic. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. What about the storming of the Capitol? But what about the storming of the Capitol? Like, what the people who stormed the Capitol, there are people in jail for that. So what's the problem? That has nothing to do with Trump. Trump didn't tell them to go do that. That's on them. What if Trump came out later that day and told them to march peacefully, protest peacefully, and no violence? The people who stormed the Capitol, that's their ass. Fun fact, Godzilla doesn't care about politics. Godzilla doesn't care about a lot of things. Yeah, that's the part that surprised me when the guy was testifying that he stole money from Trump. Why the fuck would you say that? Why would you even... I don't know. These people are so idiotic. We need like normal people in political power. Normal people. I'm talking about like regular people who speak like normal. You know what I mean? The more credentials these people brag about having, like, oh, I went to Yale, I went to Harvard, the stupider they are. Rob, yesterday it was the first time I ever appeared on a Godzilla podcast. We pitched ideas for future Godzilla movies and are basically all reboots. Which podcast was that? We certainly don't need The Rock. I just remember back in high school there was a porn star that wanted to run for president and she had huge bazongas. That could be anybody. I saw the Zimzilla stream, but I didn't join. Too tired. Oh, it was Zimzilla who had the stream. Oh, okay. Have Godzilla and Kong travel through the galaxy. Yeah, I'm not sure how. I don't know if that'll go over well. I made a type of Singular Point 2.0 and will be making art for some of it. Oh, okay. Singular Point's a pretty cool design. It's just the show was garbage. It was Mary Carey. Did you see the Akira Takarada cameo? I did see it. Yep. Yeah, a bunch of people posted it on X. So I did get to see that. Oh, yeah. Technically, they can send Godzilla up to space and call him Space Godzilla without paying to the right for the rights. Yeah, I guess they could do that. I don't even think I ever remember that. Mary Carey? Let me pull up. Oh, I don't recognize her. Oof, she looks busted. No, I mean, I don't know. I guess you guys can judge. Just, I mean, she was what, maybe in her early 30s when she tried to run. She's 44 now. So this was, well, hold on. I don't know. I've never even seen her before. I guess this is a decent shot of her. Yeah, that's her right there. There's another one. There's another one. Yeah. Yeah, running for president as a former porn star is not going to work. This is not gonna work. She's here appear on Howard Stern. What's up, Rob? It's been a while. I hope everything is fine with you and your family. Yeah, things are good. We should have Beetlejuice, the comedian, not the movie character, run for president. Never even heard of him. What's going on, Angelo? Do you think AI will ever get so advanced your everyday person will be able to make legendary level special effects and make their own high quality movie minus the massive budget? I don't know. I don't know. I still think there's too much involved to just solely depend on AI. And if that ever does become available for it to be that easy, I mean, probably 30 years from now, 40. I guess Rob wasn't into Stern growing up. Nah, I didn't listen to a whole lot of radio growing up. Howard Stern, I mean, I knew growing up he was a shock jock. I knew who he was, but I didn't listen to him. I've never really been a Stern fan. Much less of a Stern fan now. Rob, do you believe Michelle Obama being a man? Yeah, I've heard this theory. No, I don't. I don't think she's a man. I heard about face developed from human cells is being used to graft onto AI operated robots to express emotions. Dude, I'm telling you right now, you're going to get like AI love bots in the next 5 years. There's this guy, he posted this on X. I saw this like maybe 2 months ago. And he developed like this orifice that you can, do your thing with. And he developed it in such a way that it almost 100%, it's like a 98% accurate mimic to a real life vag. And his goal is he's got the prototype, which he wants to mass develop and sell. But then his real goal is to take that and develop an AI like cyborg / robotic doll. Yeah. So like 5 years, only the rich will be able to afford one of those. 15 to 20 years, everybody's going to have one. No one's going to be married, and the human race is going to slowly extinct over the course of 100 years. Especially the way dating's going now. Oh, man. Yeah, it's going to kill the porn industry for sure. So I guess that's one bright thing for it, right? Not even Chucky, Steve. It's going to look like, I guess, whoever you want it to look like. Wow, I'm telling you, like 20 years from now, you're going to go on. Let me close my door because like my kids are in the other room. So much for talking about Godzilla. Oh, thank you, Aldefanica, for gifting to Joey. Joey, you're now a member. Thank you.
Sponsored the channel.
20 years from now, you're going to be able to go to www.buildabitch.com. You're going to get a canvas and you're going to be able to handcraft your own sex doll. You're going to give it the hair you want to give it, whatever size boobs you want to give it, whatever kind of curvy booty you want to give it. Give it a voice. Give it presets to preset responses so that when you're doing your thing with it, it'll call you master or whatever. You do this, do that, all that, this and that. You build it, add to cart, It'll be about $2,000, and in 6 weeks, you'll have your sex doll, and it'll do everything you want it to do. And that's the base one, right? If you want to get the full experience, like this is actually your mate, and she cooks for you, and she cleans, and she's programmed with advanced AI to interact with you, kind of like the one in Blade Runner 2070. Is it Blade Runner 20? Which one? The one with the new one, right? With what's his face? That fucking guy. I forget his name. So you want the full experience. You want something like that, but you could actually, touch it and move with it, and that's like $12,000. And you'll have like a pre-ordered, every now and then you got to attach it. Ryan Gosling, thank you, JC. Every now and then you got to connect it to the internet to get firmware updates. You know what I mean? You could order 2 of them. One will be like your sex slave and can join you and your other. I'm telling you, man, 20 years, you're going to get that. Aldefonica's in a given mood today. Appreciate that, Aldefonica. Build your hose, done by E.T.N pre-built. Yeah, that's how it's going to be. Then it'll be really fucked. 25, like 5 years later, they'll make it so that you could actually impregnate them. And when you impregnate them, you actually have to bring them to the hospital so the doctors can extract the embryo and put it in an incubator. And 8 months later, you'll have your kid. I'm telling you, man, that's where technology's going. And we will all go to hell when we hit that point. Because God is going to look down and be like, what in the fuck? He's going to be like, I did not create you motherfuckers to do this. And he's going to pull a Thanos. You know what he's going to do? Remember that scene when they're fighting Thanos on the planet? And he's going to pull a big-ass meteor and chuck it at the earth, and everyone's fucked. What are you guys doing? Yeah. Technology is crazy right now. It is crazy. A fuckable robot. Oh, that's going to be standard issue, man. With bunny costumes, you put them whatever you want. Make a real life Barbie. Can you imagine like pre-ordering like a sex robot and it looks like whatever you want it to look like? So like if you love Margot Robbie, you can literally order a Margot Robbie, but you pay extra because she's got the rights to it. It's her likeness, so you pay like an extra 15% for the Margot Robbie version. See a bunch of motherfuckers walking around with Margot Robbie fucking sex dolls. Oh, this is my wife, Jennifer. Oh, you got the Margot Robbie 25,000. Oh man, I love this one. This one's shaved like mine. The conversations are going to be crazy. Ice Spice with Be Your Sex Doll. I don't know what it is. I don't find her very attractive. You can make real anime waifus. That'll be the first thing you can make, Hugo. And keep your horniness in check. We're going to get sex bots before GXK3. Not that soon. It's gonna be a what's that word I'm looking for? It's gonna be a very degenerate society when that happens. Can you imagine the shit people are gonna do to their sex robots behind closed doors? Every nasty, crazy ass fantasy that anyone's ever had that they probably couldn't pull off with a real partner is gonna do shit to those sex robots that are just going to be like insane. You're going to have dudes inviting 5 of their friends over and like ass pounding their sex doll. Because they can. Really good Russian show on Netflix called Better Than Us. That's how Robot Rebellion start. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. You'll have one of your friends like, lick that titty, boy. You better lick that titty. You ever seen that movie with Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman? What's it called? It's so funny. Damn, what's the name of it? Oh my God. But it's like one of those vice versa switch body movies. So like Jason Bateman is the upstanding lawyer and, you know, pretty square, but his best friend, who's Ryan Reynolds, is like a degenerate fucking piece of shit. And they switch bodies. So like Jason Bateman is in Ryan Reynolds' body and he's forced to go do like a soft porn shoot. And he's got to shoot a scene with like this 50-year-old like porn star. And she's got these huge fake boobs, and they're so fake because they're like so far apart from each other. It's so funny. No, it's not Detroit Become Human. I forgot the name of the movie, but it's really funny. It's got it's got Ryan Reynolds, Jason Bateman. Who's that blonde chick that's always in the comedies? Not Elizabeth Banks, the other one. She was in that movie with Paul Rudd. 40 something with Paul Rudd, that blonde chick, she's in it. Olivia, is it Olivia? Not Olivia Moon, Olivia Dunn. Real pretty, big green eyes. Ended up shitting all over her husband, Sudeikis. She's in that movie. Yeah, I think it's called The Change Up, Hugo. Yeah, if you've never seen The Change Up, fucking hilarious. Yeah, The Change Up. It's so funny. Olivia Wilde, thank you. I don't know why I said Olivia Dunn. I think I was trying to avoid from saying Olivia Munn because I knew it wasn't her. But yeah, Olivia Wilde, that's who it is. She's in it. Yeah. You know what other movie's real funny? Oh my God, it's so funny. I remember the first time I watched it with my wife years ago, because it's a pretty old movie now, but it's with Paul Rudd and what's his face from The Office, the white guy. Anyway, it's called Dinner with Schmucks. I think it's called Dinner with Schmucks. That one is fucking hilarious. Oh my God. That one is so funny. It's one of my favorites. There's a lot of good comedies back in the day, man. There's not that many good comedies anymore. Yeah, Steve Carell, thank you. It's going to take me a while to get back into the swing of remembering celebrity names, you know, Entertainment Talk Nation and all. Yeah, if you've never seen Dinner with Schmucks, go check it out. It is hilarious. Yeah, the mouse dioramas. Yeah, but even still, just the shit that goes on in that movie is hilarious. There's also another one. These are like my three favorite comedies that people don't talk about a lot. Those two, The Change Up, Dinner with Schmucks, and then there's another one. Damn, I can't remember this one either, but it's got Vince Vaughn and oh my God, damn. Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Connelly's in it, Winona Ryder's in it, and Paul Blart Mall Cop. Forgot that guy's name. And I can't remember the name of the movie, but this one's about Vince Vaughn. What's his name? Not Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers is good though. That's another good one. No, this one is the guy who plays the mall cop. He's real funny. Fucking can't remember. Can't remember his name. You know, he's kind of big. He's still a little husky, but he's lost weight. And he used to have that sitcom show. Kevin James, thank you, Kevin James. So Kevin James, Vince Vaughn, Winona Ryder, Jennifer Connelly. Yes, it is about Kevin James's wife in the movie or girlfriend in the movie cheating on him with Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum is in it. And The Dilemma. It's called The Dilemma. Yeah, yes, thank you, CeeLo Toro knows. Dude, that movie is fucking great. Love that movie. Yeah, The Dilemma, Dinner with Schmucks, and The Change Up, Wedding Crashers among some of my favorite comedies. Of course, 40-year-old version's fucking hilarious. Remember in The Change Up when he's trying to film the movie and the director's like, oh, you better kiss that boy. Kiss that boy. Oh, man. Step Brothers is also very good. D&D was really... I saw that a couple of months back. That turned out to be really good. I've never seen Zookeeper. I've seen Paul Blart. Paul Blart was definitely funny. It was much better. The second one wasn't that great. Anchorman, Dodgeball is also very good. Yeah, I love Dodgeball. The Mask, yeah, Mask is one of my old-time favorites. Observe and Report, yep. Anybody here have you got that? Yeah, you're gonna get ads every now and then. That's just how it is. That's been a thing for a while now with YouTube, so. And I could turn them off, but I'm unemployed now, so I'm not going to. Any of you guys play Jurassic World Evolution 2? Yeah, I watched the debate. I think everybody watched the debate last night. I don't think there's one person around the world that missed that debate. Is it better than the first one? You got bored? I'm only asking because it's $5.99 on Steam now. No, I was thinking about buying it because it was $6. It's better. Yeah, Steam's got that summer sale going on, so I'm trying to make a list of games I want. The only thing I've been playing lately, let me look at my library. I've been rotating. Oh, did they put a new patch out? Let's see what I've been rotating through. I put Elden Ring back because I got to finish that game, and then I want to check out the DLC. Deep Rock Survivor, which I've had that for a while, but they just did a massive update, so I started going back to that. Coral Island, which I've had for a long time, but they're constantly updating the game, so they did another recent patch, so I went back to check that out. Sunnyside, which is a new Japanese themed cozy game, which is really cool, and I like it, but they need to do a lot of work on that game. There's a lot of bugs. They just recently put a patch in now, so I got to see what that's about. And I was checking out a game called RoboQuest. I didn't actually buy it. I played the demo, and it's really fun. I don't know if I'm going to buy it yet. And then a game called Big Ambitions, which is an early access game, like business tycoon game, which was a lot of fun. And XCOM 2, because I always play XCOM. It's like been my rotation lately. Oh, and I'm gonna go and do another playthrough of Grand Theft Auto 5. I beat the game once already, but I never really took the opportunity to go through the whole open world and discover stuff. I just kind of went straight through the campaign. So I want to do another playthrough, but I want to allow myself more freedom to roam around. Yeah, the new Doom game looks pretty crazy. Any updates with being a dick? I haven't seen any because I haven't been on there for a while. But I'll check for you right now. Let me see. Because I'm still subscribed to him on Patreon. But I'm pretty sure there's no... Wait, hold on a minute. Is this the one? Yeah, here it goes. Let's see, because he gives updates like every week. I know he's working on episode 11 right now. So here we go. Status up. Oh, he gave an update today. Look at that. Let's read it. So his update on episode 11. It's been a week filled with a variety of work. I've mainly been working on a free roam event, but also writing dialogue and coding a lot. I haven't play tested the free roam event, fixed the glaring issues, and spent a lot of time switching back and forth between coding, testing, and making new art. The free roam event is starting to shape up, but I have several scenes to create before moving on to something new. I've been taking breaks from this kind of work by playtesting other parts of the episode for a few branches and adding more content while I was at it. One day I was just slowly playing and analyzing the episode from morning until evening, until it hit me that I hadn't even encountered a single missing render in all that time. I usually think and stress about the truckload of work left to do instead of appreciating that it's already been done. So it was a nice eye-opener. 22 animations are currently in the render queue. I will resume animation work in the upcoming week or the week after. I have a couple of loot scenes that I can start working on at any time. I'm thinking more and more about the phone content for the episode. This episode has been a bit unusual with the workflow at times, mainly due to the structure. I haven't started with Rooster yet, and the text conversations and phone calls created thus far have been driven by the story's need. I plan to add content in this area later, but it won't be the focus right now. Have a nice weekend. So yeah, so every week he gives an update. That's his most recent. That was 7 hours ago. So yeah. He's working on episode 11 right now. So it's episode 11, episode 12. So I would say we're 24. I would say probably 2026 is when this will be released. Because I've already played through episode 9 and 10. Episode 11, if I'm a betting man, he won't be done with this till the end of the year. And then episode 12, it'll take him about another year to finish. So, yeah, it's got a ways to go. But the first two episodes are really good. Take care, Adafanaga. Thanks for the gifting out the memberships. Rob, you should check out Still Wakes the Deep, an amazing survival horror that takes place on a damaged oil drilling platform. I don't think I've even heard of that. Rob, are you going to play Armored Core later on? I'm going to play Armored Core when it drops in price. It's still pretty expensive. Even with the sale, I think it's still like $45. So I'll wait for it to go down in price a little bit. Let me see. What is it at for the summer sale? I think it's like $45 or maybe $39. I don't know. Let me see. It's usually on the front page, so I'll just scroll down a little bit. Here it is. Yeah, it's $41.99 with the summer sale. I still would, and I'm surprised they haven't put it as part of the sale. Otherwise, I would have bought it. But I still want to play Helldivers, but it's not on sale. It's still $40. So I was like, ah. Are you going to continue with the Cyberpunk streams? You know, it crossed my mind. I was gonna actually start streaming earlier and start with that. So I'm gonna say yes. And you know what the best part is? I haven't advanced that gameplay. So whatever you caught when I started that campaign, we're still at the same spot. So I haven't moved the story along. I've actually had it at the same spot. So the only thing we'll have to do is a refresher, which I can easily give you because I've played the game a million times. So yeah, we'll probably go back and finish Cyberpunk. Maybe we'll start tomorrow. We'll probably play every day, guys, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I gotta put myself out there now, so gotta give myself whatever chance I can to, you know. So yeah, we'll probably be playing a lot of games on some streams. We'll probably do split streams, you know, like we'll do the streams that most everybody here is here for, and then we'll towards the end of that stream we'll taper off into a game stream, and then the people who like the game stuff can stay for the games. Right now, my focus would be on trying to start getting some content out, like normal video stuff, and then branch out from there. I'm gonna continue looking for work, so you know you'll see as much of me. You'll see a lot more of me, but as you know, once the job comes in, it'll taper down. You know, but right now, you know, whatever amount of videos I put out is always going to help in some way. You know, it's never a lot of money, but if I zerg it, you know, doing 12 videos or 16 videos that have over 1,000 views is better than nothing. You know. Rob, would you play a horror game called The Darkness? It's the best indie horror game. I don't even think I've heard of that one. I'll be seeing A Quiet Place Day 1 on Max tomorrow, as well as Horizon and American Saga on Sunday. I'll probably wait till A Quiet Place comes on stream. The only movie I'm probably going to go see in the theaters that's coming out soon is Wolverine and Deadpool. And there is one other one. I'm trying to remember what it was. But there is another movie I was interested in checking out in theaters. It's the only two movies right now that I'm interested in paying money in the theaters to go see. The other one was a recent trailer that came out. I don't know. You know what does look good? The new Alien movie. I was surprised how good that trailer was. Nah, I'm not going to go see Bad Boys. You kidding? I'll see it when it comes on stream. I heard it was pretty decent, but I'm not going to go spend money for that. Yeah, Alien Romulus looks really good. Venom 3 looks weak. Looks whack. Yeah, well, it's Venom. Remember the Prometheus trailer was good too? No, I don't. I don't remember liking Prometheus at all, even the trailer. But Alien Romulus looks pretty good. Joker 2, Venom 3, I'm going to be seeing in theaters. Oh shoot, speaking of recent trailers, looks like Mel Gibson is back in the director's chair for the new Mark Wahlberg movie later this year. There was another movie trailer I just saw that looks kind of stupid, but it also looks like it could be really funny, but I don't think I'll see it in theaters. It's the new one with The Rock and J.K. Simmons. It's called Red, I think, something like that, or Red something. Basically, it's like a secret agency, and there's Santa Claus and all that. And have you guys seen that one? Red one. Yeah. Red one. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to see it in the theaters, but there's part of me that's like, I kind of want to see that. It does, but it looks so bad that it could probably be good. That's the vibe I'm getting. Alien Romulus doesn't look that special, to be honest. It looks like a teen slasher flick, but with the xenomorph, to me, I'm not sold. Well, what does sell to you? Because I saw you bitching and moaning about Godzilla the minute the stream started. I don't think anything makes you happy unless you get that Hawk 2, right? That's all it's going to take. Do I plan to watch a new Transformers movie? The animated one? I don't know. If it was non-animated, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to see the new one. In theaters, that is. I'll probably catch it when it's on stream. I heard that The Rock would shit in a bucket on the set of that movie. You serious? Nosferatu looks like it might be good. Yeah. Hopefully the G.I. Joe crossover is good. Yeah, I hope so too. I liked Planet of the Apes. Which one, dude? There's like 40 of them. Well, to be specific, animated as in for a cartoon environment, not animated for a live, like a action environment. Jurassic World 4, oh, I'm not expecting much from that. Jurassic World 4, I'm done with Jurassic shit. That and Jurassic World Evolution 3 trailer. What was I'm trying to remember the other movie that I wanted to see in theaters. I can't remember what it was. Let's see. Uh Twisters. That's what it was. Yeah, Twisters is probably the other one I'll see in theaters. In fact, doesn't that come out like this weekend? No, July 19th. Okay. Twisters. It's about tornadoes. You never saw the original Twister with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt? Inside Out 2, I mean, that's for the kids. If the kids want to see it, I guess I'll take them, but I'm not going to go see that one. I feel like there's another one that I did want to see as well that I'm forgetting. What is this? Megalopolis? What is this about? Megalopolis teaser. Oh, hold on. What is this about? Hold on. Hold on. Let me check this trailer. I haven't seen this trailer. You guys seen the Megalopolis trailer? Whoa. Create your future. Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis, starring Adam Driver, Lawrence Fishburne, Giancarlo Esposito, Aubrey Plaza, is that Shia LaBeouf? Oh shit. John Voight, Jason Schwartzman, Talia Shire. I like Talia Shire. Grace Vanderwall, Catherine Hunter, and Dustin Hoffman. Wow, that's some pretty big names in that movie. It looks pretty sick. Yeah, I'll put it in the so you guys can check it out. It looks pretty good actually. Comes out this year, but they don't have an exact date yet. I remember seeing the teaser of the teaser for that movie. The teaser of the teaser, all it has is like Adam Driver on the top of his building looking over the city. And it looks like he's in control of creating, and I don't know. I've never read the book, so I know nothing about the story. Yeah, the cast is pretty stacked in this movie. More like Tidopolis. Why are people making? I've never seen this before. This is the first time I've seen people make videos on the Steam Summer Sale. Like I've seen 4 videos already pop up on my home feed about best games to get or most recommended games for the Steam. I'm like, what? Like, am I the only person that can look on this list myself and make my own decision, or do I need to watch a video for that? All right, man. Have a good day at work. Oh, it's coming out September 27th. Director is Francis Ford Coppola. Jesus Christ, when was the last time he fucking directed a movie? 1992's Dracula. 2011 Twixt. Lost in Translation. Well, this guy is always making hits, so. "85 years old, directed another movie." Yeah, it's been a long time since he directed a movie. In fact, the first thing I thought when I saw his name was that he was already dead. I thought maybe it was a book he wrote, but no, this is a movie he's directing. But he's done a lot of movies, obviously, but he hasn't done one in a while. But yeah, I mean, he's done Apocalypse Now, The Rainmaker, Heart of Darkness, Dementia 13, Obviously, The Godfather, Gardens of Stone, The Great Gatsby. Wow, he did Jeepers Creepers too? No way. He did Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, The Terror, My Family, Patton. Oh, he did both Jeepers Creepers, the first and the second one. Tetro, The Conversation, The Outsiders, One from the Heart. All the Godfather movies, like I said, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Apocalypse Now, and now Megalopolis, which looks interesting. A conflict between Caesar, a genius artist who seeks to leap into a utopian, idealistic future, and his opposition, Mayor Franklin Cicero, who remains committed to a regressive status quo, perpetuating greed, special interests, and partisan warfare. Oh, looks like it's going to be political. Mel Brooks is really 98? No shit. He can't be that old, is he? No way. He's not 98, is he? I feel like that can't be true. Holy shit, he is 98. What the fuck? I didn't know he was that old. And he still looks energetic. Like, he doesn't look like he needs to slow down. Holy shit. Probably not going to be in a movie, right? I'm guessing he might be too old to be acting. Damn. 98. Wow. I didn't think he was that old. 90 fucking 8. God bless him. Jesus. Yeah, Spaceballs 2. I hope that's good. Wonder if he's going to bring back Bill Pullman or any of the older cast. Joan Rivers is still alive. Bill Pullman is still alive. Who else you got from that movie? Obviously, Rick Moranis is still alive. You have no faith in Spaceballs 2? Well, let's see. I mean, 98 is fine if you're still functioning, you know what I mean? George Burns was still smoking cigars before he died, and he was like, what? I think he died like at 100. He was still chucking tobacco. Like, I mean, cigars you don't really inhale that much, but still, it's still not good for you. What's going on? What's going on, Bobby? It'll probably be better than the Star Wars sequel. Well, yeah, everything's better than Star Wars. Has anybody here watched The Acolyte? Have you dared to try watching The Acolyte? I mean, just the things I'm hearing alone makes me want to vomit. I can't imagine actually watching that shit. You watched the first episode? You know, for a brief moment there, I was interested in watching it because Carrie Ann Moss was in it. And I really like Carrie Ann Moss. And seeing her as a Jedi, I was like, oh, I would love to see that. And then I saw that she dies in the first episode. And I'm like, oh, fuck this. And then she dies to someone that's not even a Sith. She dies to some dagger wielding bitch. What kind of shit is that? And now the Force is no longer the Force. Now it's the thread. And now bitches can give life by scissoring. Man, Kathleen, I really do think, in my opinion, she's just purposefully ruining Star Wars. Like, she's just doing it to be bitter and to shit all over the fans. I don't think she obviously doesn't have the best interest for Star Wars. I feel like she's deliberately doing what she's doing to ruin it. I think she's really trying to ruin its legacy. You saw how that girl cut her hair with a lightsaber? I saw that clip, yeah. So stupid. They have just ruined that franchise, my God. And I think they've ruined it to the point where they can't come back from it. I don't think there's any coming back from it. I think Star Wars is officially done. Yeah, she dies in the first episode. No, I don't think she's dumb. I do think she's trying to ruin the franchise. I think what she's doing is purposeful. I think the more people criticize it, the worse she's making it to spite them. Obviously, she doesn't have to worry about losing her job, so why should she give a fuck? She should have lost her job years ago. The fact that she's still sitting pretty, she's going to ruin that franchise and she's not going to lose her job. The worst thing that happens is they stop making Star Wars and she moves on to something else and ruins something else. I really do think the royalties of the original Star Wars, the original trilogy, maybe the second trilogy, I really think the royalties from all of that is what's feeding this. Crazy to think but that franchise doesn't belong to Disney. There's a difference. Like, whoever wrote the original Jurassic Park movies still has a say in shit, I would believe. Money wise, the original Star Wars will always be successful, but this new shit is losing money. I heard there's not going to be a season 2 now because it's just been the backlash has been so severe. Wouldn't George Lucas get the loyalties to? Oh, I'm sure he's getting royalties as well, but that doesn't mean anything. He has no say. I'm sure he regrets selling it. After watching what it's become, I'm sure he regrets selling it. I would love for him to come out and say that his biggest regret was selling Star Wars. But he probably won't. I do recall him complaining about a couple of things. But for the most part, he sold his children to white slaves. People have been crying about Star Wars being dead for the last 5 years, yet they still hate watch it. Nerds just keep getting rage baited, and they should just ignore this trash once. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I haven't watched it. There's no point. I know I'm not going to enjoy it. I know what to expect. There's no point. That's true too, Severio. He could just be like, "Up, let them take all the heat." God knows he's got enough money for 17 lifetimes. Who would have thought that Disney would be the one to kill Star Wars? I know, it's pretty crazy. They've killed a lot of things. Right now, Marvel is on the fucking surgeon's table. Unless they get the Fantastic Four and the X-Men right. If they don't get those right, they're done. Marvel is done. In fact, I heard that the new Captain America movie got a ton of rewrites. I heard it wasn't received well in early screenings. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. Yeah, I saw that about Blade. I heard that Wesley Snipes is making a cameo has a supporting role in the Wolverine Deadpool movie. They said X-Men would be very woman focused. There are a lot of X-Men female characters, but there are a lot of X-Men characters altogether, male and female. So if they're going to be leaning more towards the females, then I don't know. Yeah, Aaron, right now as it stands, I'm pretty sure it's going to change. March 26, 2027 for the next Monsterverse movie. Well, Wolverine has always been the most popular X-Men amongst that core. And don't get me wrong, there are some badass. I mean, there are a lot of good female X-Men characters. I mean, obviously Storm, Jean Grey, Jubilee, Scarlet Witch is actually an X-Men. She started off as an Avengers when she started, but she is an X-Men. Whether or not they'll transition this version of Scarlet Witch into the X-Men remains to be seen, but technically they should, because Scarlet Witch is the daughter of Magneto. You got Marrow. God, there's so many of them. Oh, Emma Frost. What's her face? Mystique. I mean, those are the initial 8 that I can think of right out. I mean, that's 8. That's a lot. I mean, even and those are just a few of them. There's more, but those are 8 right off the trap that I could think of. So you know, I mean, if they're gonna have half or 5 of those women be in the forefront, that's fine. That's how it should be. But I'm hoping that, you know, the Cyclopses of the world and Wolverine, obviously, and of course Colossus and Beast, and you know, it should be an ensemble of both men and women. Scarlet Witch has always been an X-Men. So the way it goes in the comics, Scarlet Witch and Silver Surfer were introduced into the Marvel comics via the X-Men, via the Avengers. Then, when they found out who their father, or actually no, they did become Avengers. That's accurate. I want to make that straight. But they are better known in X-Men lore. So they eventually are exclusive X-Men comics because during the early days of their introduction into Marvel Comics, when they were first created, they started off as Avengers. It's when they found out that their father was a mutant, their father being Magneto, is when they crossed over into the X-Men world. And Scarlet Witch has always had a lot of, I mean, one of her biggest story arcs was the House of M, which was like in the early 2000s, where at this point she had reached like her max power. She essentially pulled a Thanos, except she did it with mutants. So like was it mutants that she wiped out? anyone that was, I believe it's been a while since I read it. It's been a long time. I still have the comic too. But if I remember correctly, anyone under the House of M, which was Magneto, any mutants under that house, under that protection, were salvaged. And anyone outside of the House of M, if they were mutants, were destroyed by Scarlet Witch. She essentially did a finger snap version of Thanos, only with mutants on the planet. And well, this was way back in like the 50s and 60s animated Alex in terms of Silver Surfer, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. They were introduced way back when. They're not recent heroes. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were introduced like back in the 50s or the 60s. And then the X-Men were around too, and then there was a story arc where they were kind of going back and forth between the X-Men and the Avengers with their father and the Avengers. Then they found out how evil their father was, so then they became an Avengers for a short while, and then they went back into the world of X-Men, and they've kind of been like in between. So like there were some stories where there were like villains, and then some stories where there were heroes. This is why like initially in Ultron they started off as bad guys, because they have been bad guys. I mean, now you see Scarlet Witch has ended off being a villain in the Doctor Strange movie. They've always teetered on both sides of the spectrum. How do you bring the X-Men into the MCU? I think they're probably going to do the multiverse shit. That's what it looks like. But then again, they hinted that Miss Marvel, the Kamala Khan, they kind of hinted that she's a mutant, from what I understand, in her TV show. So I don't quite know what they're doing with that. Oh, you're referencing multiverse. Oh, sorry. That's why you put it in quotes. My bad. I hope they do House of M in season 3 of X-Men after they do the Apocalypse Saga. I have a feeling if they do House of M, they'll do it in the movies. I could see that being a good story arc for Wanda. And it'll put Magneto in the forefront kind of the way he needs to be. Because, like, Fox did a good job, an okay job with Magneto, but he never felt like the big threat that he's been in the comics. You know, like even in X-Men Apocalypse, he wasn't the main villain. Apocalypse was, and he was kind of like Apocalypse's, like, you know, and I know that's how it was in the theaters, in the comics it was a little different. I think Apocalypse's Four Horsemen, I think it was Magneto, but it was also Wolverine. And of course we all know Apocalypse, there was no Wolverine. Yeah. I personally would love to see them do the X-Men Inferno saga. That was my favorite saga in the X-Men. It was kind of like the X-Men's version of the Infinity Gauntlet. Only a little bit more, they probably won't, because I would think that'd be more in the R-rated territory, because it's really violent. And it has to do with a little bit more mystical stuff, but they've kind of tapped into that already. But essentially, Inferno is like an invasion of goblins from a different dimension, or monsters from a different dimension. And there's this chick called the Goblin Queen, and it has to do with Mr. Sinister's in it. And basically, a bunch of the X-Men become like, I don't want to say overpowered, but they get like taken over. So like in the comic, you see certain mutant superheroes fighting other superheroes. So like X-Men, it was like there's a scene where, no, is that the What If comic though? I think that is the What If X-Men Lost Inferno. Okay, so that's not accurate. I'm trying to remember all this shit I read as a teenager. It's like 30 years ago. But there was a very cool What If comic called, I still have it too. It's called What If X-Men Lost Inferno. And in this one, like Wolverine, Storm, and I think one other or two other X-Men become evil. So like there's a scene where Wolverine just kills like several Avengers. So like he's fighting Spider-Man and then he kind of gets behind Spider-Man, he stabs him through the back, and with his fist, not only his blades, but his fist going right through Spider-Man's back. And he does the same thing to Captain America. Oh man, it's crazy. But the Inferno saga started with the X-Men and then it branched out into the Avengers, it branched out into Fantastic Four. It branched out into the West Coast Avengers, which at that time when I was reading it, the West Coast Avengers was Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Spider-Woman, Ant-Man, aka Giant Man, and one or two others that I can't remember. And then the East Coast Avengers was Hulk, Captain America, Vision, Iron Man, and what was the other one? Those, and then you had the new Fantastic Four, which ended up being Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider, became the new Fantastic Four. Yeah, man, it's all good shit, old school shit. Yeah, Thor was in the East Coast Avengers. Yeah, that's another one I forgot. But West Coast Avengers was, like I said, Hawkeye, Spider Woman, Ant Man, or he was Giant Man at the time. She Hulk, and one or two others. I think Wonder Man was one, and I can't remember what the other one was. It might have been Dark Hawk, but I can't remember. Well, my favorite X Men villain is always going to be Magneto. I love Magneto. Yeah, Wolverine was pretty savage in the old comics, even towards Professor X. There were a couple of times where he got so pissed at Professor X, he would like threaten him. So like there was one scene I remember, I forget which comic it was, but he got so pissed at Professor X, he walked up to him and he went like this, but only two of the claws came up, so he's like kind of threatening him with the third claw under his chin. Yeah, Wolverine was no joke in the comics. Hulk, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider on the same team. Sign me up. Yeah, it was Hulk, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and Spider-Man with a new Fantastic Four for a short while. There's a lot of good comic stories that we'll probably never see in the theater. Who do I want to play Wolverine? Man, I don't know. It's so hard to break away from Hugh Jackman. I think Zac Efron would make a good Wolverine. He's probably a little too old now because Disney and Marvel, they tend to they like to go very young. In Marvel Ultimate Wolverine assassinated Professor X or had a contract to do so. Yeah. I never got to Secret Wars because by then I stopped reading. The Beyonder will ever be an MCU? Who knows? Right now, I don't know what they're doing. So, I think, man, there's a mini series with Spider-Man and Wolverine that was really good. It was like a 10-part comic series. I have part of it. I think I have like half of it. And they're kind of hunting down something. They're hunting down Wendigo. It's a really good series. Yeah, I've never read a Turtles comic, but I know they're vastly different than what's on TV, that's for sure. Have you watched the episodes for The Boys season 4 so far, Rob? Just the first episode. I haven't watched the rest yet. I'm waiting for the season to finish and then I'll go back and watch the whole thing. Yeah, it wasn't on. I just turned it on now. Thanks for the 10, Bobby. Yeah. But again, he's also a little old. But he could be a very good Wolverine, definitely. How do you think they'll kill Homelander in the end? I don't know. I know how he dies in the comics, but I don't think it's gonna be the same way. By the way, because I've only seen the first episode, but do they explain how the fuck Black Noir comes back? I know it's a different person because he spoke in the episode. But do they explain that at all? Do they go into any detail of how he comes back after getting his guts ripped? Don't tell me what it is. Just tell me yes or no. They haven't explained it yet? That's kind of weird. I'm sure they will eventually. They kind of do? Okay. Because if you read the comic, then you know how important Black Noir is. So when I saw him back, I'm like, oh. Yeah. Oh, Vanisher, you're here. How do you feel about the whole Doc thing? I'm interested to hear how you feel. I know you were a big Doc fan. Read Discord? Why can't you just answer the question? I don't even have Discord in this tiny chat box. All right, when I feel like opening Discord, I'll check it out. I don't feel like opening Discord right now. All right. All right, boys and girls. That's a wrap for tonight. We will be back tomorrow. Let's check and see if I had any messages I missed. But all right. Nuts to Scott here. Sorry. I started like at 6:40. So. But we'll be back tomorrow. Probably around 7-ish again. I think that's going to be I think 7-ish is going to be my new start time. You guys have a good rest of the night. We'll probably do, like I said, we'll get back to the Cyberpunk. And we'll be able to pick up right where we left off. Because like I said, I haven't played that save. So we haven't lost anything. It's just a matter of getting refreshed with where we are. So, but, and we'll do that tomorrow. We'll probably start off with Cyberpunk. And then we'll transition into a regular stream. And then we'll go from there. So you guys have a good rest of the night, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
And weeks went by but felt like hours. Spring would lie in summer showers. In my hair were winter flowers. And weeks went by but felt like hours. Seasons multiplying power that I found in winter flowers.